俺は今までに何度も死の瀬戸際に立たされてきた。人生初のレイドでみんなとはぐれて遭難してしまったり、E 級モンスターにやられて数週間入院したこともある。迷宮に閉じ込められて餓死しかけたこともあった。いくらランクの低いダンジョンであっても、俺にとっては常に命がけだ。
I wish I had another chance.
Before we begin, be sure to like, share, and definitely don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already.
The world was fine. Until one day, it just decided to open Hell's Door and let monsters crawl out like it was interdimensional Black Friday.
It's pure hell.
Out of nowhere, these magical portals called gates appeared across the globe, spitting out beasts and enough firepower to ruin a city, and enough attitude to make your ex look pleasant. The good news? Humanity didn't go extinct. Instead, some lucky, or unlucky, people awakened magical abilities and became
Hunter.
Think part-time superhero, part-time exterminator, full-time hazard. They're ranked from E to S, with E ranks being basically a human with a gym membership, and S ranks being demigods who sneeze and accidentally vaporize buildings.
Can we start the story now?
Alright, enter Sung Jin Woo, our protagonist, our glorious underdog, our human punching bag. The man has earned himself the prestigious title of the weakest hunter alive. And when I say weak, I mean this guy gets clobbered in the tutorial stage of life. He's an E rank, which is basically the game's way of saying, just stay home, bro. But Jin Woo keeps at it, despite having like zero plot armor at this point, because life's not exactly throwing him any options. His dad disappeared into a gate years ago, classic. His mom's in a coma from some fantasy illness called eternal sleep disease, and his little sister is still in school. So, Jin Woo does what he has to do. He signs up for raids, gets maimed, collects tiny paychecks, and does it all over again.
Rinse, repeat.
Regret.
One day he joins a raid with a bunch of mid-tier hunters. Nothing crazy, just a little dungeon crawling, a couple goblins, some bruises. He even runs into Lee Ju-hee, a kind healer who's genuinely worried about his permanent status as walking hospital bait. Everything's fine until they stumble across a double dungeon.
Doctor? ずっと奥まで続いてるみたいだ。二重ダンジョンか。
Translation, let's ignore every horror movie instinct and go deeper into the cursed cave because loot! Alright, if you're liking this story, join us for the future recaps.
行きましょう。
反対です。反対。
行ってみよっかな。
So, the crew votes, and Jin Woo, desperate for cash, says,
金がいるんだ。行きます。
Yep. They enter a massive stone temple where giant statues stand like they're waiting for tourists. There's creepy writing on the wall that's basically saying, worship me or die, which everyone proceeds to ignore. The statues go full Terminator, incinerating, squashing, and slicing everyone who breathes wrong. Chaos, screaming, a few hunters discover if you kneel, you live, if you move, you die. One by one, they fall until it's just a handful left, including Jin Woo and Ju-hee. Jin Woo, bleeding and broken, holds out long enough to figure out how to beat the trial, but in doing so, he sacrifices himself to save the others.
孫さん、ジュヒさんと逃げてください。
私が残ると言っただろ。
それじゃ誰がジュヒさんを運ぶんですか。時間がありません。早く。
この状況でよかった。
Just as his body gives out, a blue screen pops up in front of his fading vision. Would you like to become a player? And like any rational gamer turned masochist, he hits accept. Boom! Respawn. Jin Woo wakes up in the hospital. Surprise! His leg grew back. His wounds are healed, and the doctors are like, miracle? The Korean Hunters Association tests him for reawakening. The result? A whopping 10 on the mana scale. Most E ranks pull like 70 plus. 10 is basically a toaster.
E 級でも普通は70を超えるのに、あれじゃ一般人と変わりませんよね。
But something's different now. He sees floating blue screens and daily quests. The system has chosen him like some sadistic dungeon master. Do 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and run 10k.
砂漠？どうなってんだ？
If he skips, he gets teleported to a hellish desert where he's chased by centipedes the size of SUVs. Guess who never skips leg day again? With every quest, he gets stronger. He gains stat points, his muscles fill out, his reflexes sharpen, he goes from beanpole to Greek god with rage issues. And yet, he's still officially an E rank, which is perfect, because no one suspects him when he enters dungeons solo and emerges with the loot, XP, and fewer teammates to split it with.
Kagi?
Jinwoo then finds a key to an instant dungeon, basically a magical gym where monsters don't stop and the respawn timer is broken. In one brutal fight, he kills a giant snake boss, Kasaka, and earns its venomous fang as a weapon.
まあ、おかげでいいのがゲットできたぞ。攻撃力がキムさんの剣の2倍だし、麻痺と出血を引き起こす効果まである。
He also discovers he can now access a store, use potions, and receive loot like it's Black Friday in hell. Meanwhile, his biceps are now doing more talking than he is here. While he's out here becoming anime Batman, the rest of the world is spiraling. Guilds fight over territory. An S-rank hunter named Cha Hae-in is out here parkouring over buildings and deflecting fanboys like they're mosquitoes. There's growing tension as Jeju Island, formerly a tourist hotspot, now a monster nest, is threatening to explode again, and the big guilds are gearing up for another suicidal raid. But Jinwoo, he gets invited to a C-rank dungeon raid by a shady hunter named Hwang Dong-suk.
ファン・ドンソクです。
ソンジヌです。
E 級ですっけ？
はい。
No healer, no good vibes. It's a trap. Jinwoo and a rich newbie named Jinho get locked in the boss room with a giant spider. The idea? Feed them to the spider so the rest of the team can take the loot. Plot twist! Jinwoo is not weak anymore. He slices, dices, and annihilates the boss. Then, when the traitorous party returns, he turns them into XP smoothies.
ファンさん、あんたは強い。だけど一つ残念なことを教えてやろう。俺はな、絶えずレベルアップしてんだよ。
俺の弟が誰だか知る。
First time killing humans? The system applauds and hands him a quest. Morality? Never heard of her.
ハンター協会監視課のカンテシクと申します。
Next up, Kang Tae-shik, a B-rank psychopath with a badge, murders convicts during a raid. Jinwoo confronts him. They duel. It's speed versus instinct, stealth versus fury. Jinwoo wins. Barely, though.
待て、嘘だろ。 He earns Tae-shik's stealth skill and also a spot on everyone's do not mess with list. Then comes the big one, the job change quest. The system teleports him to a medieval nightmare with no potions, no backup, and no way out. Just wave after wave of knights and mages who all majored in violence. Jinwoo fights tooth and nail, eventually facing a crimson juggernaut, Igris the Blood Red. The fight is savage. Jinwoo gets yeeted, kicked, slammed, and mocked by his own hallucinated past self. But he doesn't give up. He wins, and as a reward, he unlocks his new class, Necromancer. Wait, no, hidden class? Shadow Monarch. Instead of throwing fireballs, he can now raise the dead. 呼び起こして悪かったな。
He says,
起きろ。
"Arise!" and 30 Black Knights bow before him. His first recruit? Igris, the same guy who nearly turned him into a pancake. Now Jinwoo is the captain of his own undead football team, ready to solo any dungeon and flex on everyone who ever called him weak. Jinwoo and Jinho start doing raids together. But here's the scam. They hire 6 newbies to stand around for headcount while Jinwoo solos entire dungeons. The other hunters, clueless. They think he's still weak. He keeps collecting loot, leveling up, and evolving faster than a Pokemon on steroids. Meanwhile, the Hunters Association starts getting suspicious. How is this E rank not dead yet? Why are people who go in with him always the ones who don't come back? There are whispers. Then there's Huang Dongsu, an S-rank hunter in America, who finds out Jinwoo killed his brother.
I'm not happy, Bob. Not happy.
And he's not happy.
Spoiler alert!
He wants blood.
EQ ハンター孫ジン。それまで生きていることを願うばかりだ。
Jinwoo keeps climbing. He gains new skills like Ruler's Hand, basically force pull. He enters the Demon Castle, a literal S-rank dungeon, to find the ingredients for an elixir that can cure his mom.
万病を治すアイテムか。この薬があれば母さんの溺水症も治せるかもしれない。だが今の実力であの門をくぐるのは自殺行為に等しい。
Inside, he faces Cerberus. Yes, the 3-headed hellhound. It bites off his arm, he uses potions, buffs, raw rage. He wins. Somehow, I don't know. He keeps pushing forward, stronger shadows, better gear, higher stakes. Back in Korea, guilds are plotting. Hunters are preparing. The 4th raid on Jeju Island is coming. Everyone's getting nervous. The ants now have wings, the S-ranks are stressed, Chairman Go Gung-hee is watching Jinwoo from afar, convinced this kid might be the outlier humanity needs, the one who can change the game entirely. But Jinwoo doesn't care about titles, he just wants to save his mom, protect his sister, and maybe make a little money while he's at it. He continues to hide his true power, waiting for the right moment to show the world who he's become. He finally completes his job quest, defeats all the knights and mages, unlocks Shadow Monarch fully, and realizes he can summon elite shadows. He resurrects Egress permanently and begins planning the future. He's no longer just a player, he's the game. By now, he's operating in a completely different league. People start noticing. His sister remarks he's taller, stronger, even his face has changed. The kid who once tripped over goblins is now slaying monsters stronger than most guilds, and yet no one knows because Jinwoo isn't interested in fame. Until it becomes personal.
企業秘密だ。
With Dongsu gunning for revenge, Jeju Island gearing up for chaos, and the system throwing increasingly insane quests at him, Jinwoo realizes the truth. He's not just here to survive anymore. He's here to dominate, to protect what's his, to control his fate. And as he commands his shadows to rise, one thing becomes clear. The weakest hunter is dead. The Shadow Monarch has logged in. And there you have it, Solo Leveling Season 1. If you like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you next time.
Yoroshiku tanomu.